In this video, I'm going to repot my Ficus Lyrata in a bigger pot in a nicer soil, and I'm going to guide you through the whole process, showing you the components of the soil, the pot that I will choose for this, and of course, another project as well, which will be even more interesting, and we will start from that one. Basically, I have 3 smaller plants like this, and I'm going to put them in one pot so that I can have a fuller pot, which you can do also the same, not to grow just one big tree, but actually a fuller pot of Ficus Lyrata. Both are amazing, so this one will grow as one tree going up, and also I will have a bushier pot with 3 plants inside. Hey everyone, I'm Anna and I help you grow beautiful and healthy plants. So let's move to the balcony and start directly with repotting. So I'm here on the balcony, and here you can see my 3 Ficuses that are in tiny pots. This is how I bought them, and actually they were not on a discount, but it seems it was a very cheap price, just for, how much was it? 3.99 euros each. So the plan was to buy 3 and plant them together so that I can have a bushier, fuller pot. And this is my bigger one that is growing in one pot just by itself, and I'm going to just repot it hopefully into a bigger pot here, but I doubt it. I think it will still need a smaller one, so I will see. I have this one a little bit bigger and also a little bit smaller pot, and also these 3 may go either in this size of a pot, or they will also go into a bigger pot. I think they should go into a smaller one. So of course for Ficuses you should be a little bit careful with the size of the pot, because they don't really like very big pots. And actually here on the leaves you can see some red dots, and these are nothing to worry about because this is not a disease and this is not an insect. Now if I will just, slightly touch the leaf, you see that it's not an insect, it's not going away, but this is basically overwatering, a slight sign of overwatering. This is called edema, and basically it is the cells are bursting when they have too much water. But when the leaf grows, they also disappear, because then the size of the leaf gets bigger, and also you see that this tiny leaf is a little bit the color of it is very light, and these ones are already mature leaves, very thick leaves also, and very dark green leaves. So with the time, this tiny leaf and this one also will be of course big and strong and thick and green, dark green, like this one. So let's start. I will also show you the soil. This is a soil for palm trees. You can also find a very specific soil for Ficuses. If in your area you can find a specific soil for them, that's even better. But here I have soil for palm trees, in which you can plant your dracaenas as well. So dracaenas, palm trees, Ficuses, they will be fine. And also I added perlite, so these white stones are perlite, and also I have clay pebbles, leca, which will increase the quality of the soil. Basically, the purpose of these clay pebbles and also the perlite as well is that it will absorb the excess of water and then give it back to the soil when the soil gets dry. So this will kind of help to keep the healthy humidity of the soil, the good balance of it. So let's first take the big one out of the pot, check the roots, decide about the size of the pot, and start repotting. And then we will go forward and plant all these 3 together. Let's start. So let's take this bigger Ficus Lyrata from the pot and check the roots first. So this one is basically just a support, stick for support, and here is our soil with the roots, which doesn't look great. It doesn't seem that this plant has a lot of roots. So let's slightly and very tenderly also remove the soil, not to damage the roots. This is a dry root, so that's fine. I will still leave the support with this one because the plant itself is very heavy, and even though I would wish to plant this one into clay pot, which will of course breathe better from all sides, the soil would get drier quicker in that type of pot, and also the clay pots are heavier, so it would be even more stable. But as of now, I don't have this kind of clay pot, the right size. So I will still plant it in a plastic pot, but then I will put the plastic pot in a ceramic pot. So I will show you the end result, of course, by the end of this video. So let's lightly massage the roots so that the soil gets a little bit, yeah, lighter, and we can just remove the soil from the roots. Let's do it this way. Do you hear the birds? It's spring. So I think this much is enough. I don't really want to do to mess a lot with the roots. And now let's see, in this pot, it can actually be fine, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna plant it in this one. That's amazing. I thought I will need even smaller pot, but no. Everything is perfect with the root ball. And now let's add a little bit of soil at the bottom of the pot, as always, so that the roots have place to grow further. Put it inside. This is our support, which maybe needs to go a little bit in this way. Yep, just like this. And now let's add more soil. Okay, these roots also should be inside. As you can feel, the soil is so light and it doesn't stick together even though it's a little bit moist. It's perfect. This is the perfect quality for this type of plants that like very light soil and very well drained soil as well. So, all right, a little bit more, and now we will press a little bit so that the plant is sitting stable in the pot. So I think we're done with this one. This is pretty amazing. Let's water it just a little bit. Okay. Also, as for the watering, try to make sure that your soil is slightly moist always, because if the soil gets completely bone dry, the plant, the ficus, may drop the bottom leaves. So if you notice that a lot of leaves get dry at the same time, especially at the bottom, it means that you didn't water it enough. But also on the other side, if you overwater, of course, there's always a risk of overwatering and having the problems with root rot and with stem rot. And yeah, more problems are coming from overwatering than underwatering, but also try to make sure that you have you water it enough, especially in the summer in hot season. All right, let's move this one. Now these ones, again, we will see in which pot we are planting them, but let's first remove them from their pots. They are pretty wet now, and look at this. This is a sign of overwatering again, because, do you see it here? The soil is even moldy. So this is mold, which is definitely not cool. So we will need to remove the soil as much as possible. Let's put it here. Oops. And also, if you can see here, we have this kind of net. This is basically where the nursery planted the seedling of this plant, and this is how it grew further into this other pot, bigger pot. But now we will even remove as much soil as possible, and we will remove that net as well, so that the roots can grow freely. And we will see in which type, in which size of the pot we can plant all these three together. Again, in the same soil, because you can already feel that it's very good quality. All right, let's remove this. It's quite wet now, I must say. So this is the very first stage of overwatering. This is a little bit too much if you see the mold in the soil. Okay, and I will also remove this one. So if you see, this should go away. Even though the roots can go through this net, so if just a little bit is left, it's also fine. But if you remove it, then it will be even better, because the roots can develop then easier further. All right, so this one is good. Actually, a very well developed root system, I must say. So definitely it was already the time to repot it from that tiny pot. Okay, so this one is ready. Let's move forward now with the second one. All right, we're gonna do the same. As they have pretty well developed roots, I will go maybe with this size of the pot. Now let's arrange them a little bit. You can see that all three of them have amazing roots. They're well developed, and I think they will be, yes, definitely they will fit in here. Let's put them here to the side. And again, let's add a little bit of soil at the bottom of the pot. This much should be enough. And now let's arrange them in the center, but also in a way that they will be basically, all of them will have place to grow, enough place to grow. I think a little bit higher, like this maybe. Let's add a little bit more soil. Yep, that's enough. So these two will be here. Later we will also use support to keep them in place until the roots will develop. And this one from this side. Yep, I think this is a perfect way. Watch till the end because I'm gonna show you also the end result. So in a little bit, we're almost done. As for the light, by the way, I will also show you the place where it's growing. It's in a very bright area in our bedroom next to my Ficus benjamina, which is huge, over 2 meters high, and I will show you that one as well. But basically they see just a little bit of direct sunlight only in the morning when it's not really burning. Even in summer it's not very hot there. It's very warm and very bright. So they're growing in bright indirect light. And I found that this is the perfect condition because every month I have 1 or 2 new leaves growing. So this one will need support. But it's also natural because now the roots are not well established and the plants will need some support to stay straight. So don't worry about that. And from this side as well. All right, like this. Like this. Okay, and we have here this stick for support, so let's use one here. Perfect. And maybe one from this other side, which is not even needed at this point, but just to make sure that the plants will be stable in the center. This seems to be good. Yeah, let's do it this way. And also use this support from the other side. After maybe 2-3 months, I can already even remove the support because the plants will be staying stable by themselves in the pot. Amazing. Let's water. Do you have any questions? Which ficuses you are growing? Please let me know in the comments. I will be very happy to learn about your experience and of course answer all of your questions in the comments. And stay passionate about plants. See you in the next one.